SRD, aka Shadi Ali, with my man Jay Sean, aka Mr. F Love.
Hey, hey.
This is the Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate it. You know, uh, for me, it's just another day. You know,
Exactly.
so
That's how I feel about it.
so I mean, for me, if you love somebody, you don't need a special day other than uh, you know a birthday or something like that. But you could celebrate your love for a person any and every day.
Any day.
So you don't really need a special day to go all out and spend money and restaurants are crowded and all that type of stuff.
Yep. Imagine how much money they gonna make.
Right. And spending money that's not going to flow back to your community, nor is it going to help the education of your children. That's just me though.
No,
You
that's a
know.
fact. That's a fact.
So I mean, we're in the middle of Black History Month. So how how's the Black History been for you?
Um, I always, I always recognized it this month because um, this was that the month that the powers that be set aside for us. Um, so I always recognized it and I always was conscious of it. But far as you know, making a special agenda for it or something like that, I never really paid too much attention because every like just like Valentine's is every day. Um, my history is every day. That's how I see it. Like I don't really need 1 month given to me by the government to acknowledge history. So I don't know. They gave us a month, the shortest month of the year. I really don't get wrapped up into all that. I could debate history, or I could add on to history, or debate on history, or talk about history any day, any month. Put it like that, any month. So, and sometimes I feel like it's almost forgotten because I don't see a lot of things on television and commercials, and I don't see people doing special things for it or nothing like that. So I don't see it.
Right. So my thing about it is, okay, who else other than Europeans get celebrated? I mean, and no other people get celebrated for a month. And it's not like that we're doing it because we're special, because at the end of the day, I look at it as, okay, that's something separate. It's a separate history that don't go along with American history for them to say, okay, this is Black History Month.
Right, right, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So if that's the case, then it's kind of a slap in the face to me.
right,
It's kind of a slap in the face because it's at the end of the day, it signals us out as different. When
right.
we all different by by nationality and by facial features and by complexion. We already have our differences.
Right, right,
So, for it to be like just signaled out for that 1 month to actually, okay, we're going to celebrate it, but the whole 11 months, we're going to keep it under the cover. We're not going to say anything about it. That's kind of unfair to me.
right,
You know what I mean? When, as you said, it's something that it's a part of history.
right,
It's a part of history that should be celebrated just like European history and any other history. On a daily basis, children should be taught our contributions as a people just as well as they give the European contributions, Portuguese contributions, and so many other contributions.
right, right,
You know,
right. Yeah.
that's go ahead.
No, that's true. So I don't really I I guess certain people try to accept it and make it relevant. Okay, February is Black History Month, but I'm really caught up between whether it was a if it was done with good intentions or done with bad intentions, or was it given, or was it like, well, let's give it to them and let's see what they do with it. Because if it was like that, if it was given to us and it was like, well, let's give them this month, Black History Month, and see what they did do with it, they probably not gonna do nothing with it. Then that mean that the powers that be, they plan was right. Because I don't really know what we do with this month. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I really don't know what we do with it. So
All right.
now if it was something where I seen cinemas all over, lectures, conferences, uh different programs, and like I said, commercials and black television shows all a month, or you know what I mean, then you could say, okay, well, um Black History Month is successful. I'm not saying it's a failure or nothing like that. I'm just saying I don't really see. Hey, what's up, Sharon? I don't really see. I really don't see what we doing with the month.
No.
So
Yeah.
like I said, I don't put too much. I don't ignore it, but I don't put too much into it because, like I said, I'm educated every month, every day. I'm educated on the history that I know, what I do know, or what I was taught, or what I have read. I don't really need 1 month to be, you know, dictated
Yeah.
to me to say, okay, this is Black History Month. But even though it is, um, I would really like to know. I would really like to know what other people thought about Black History Month. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I would like to know basically what other races, other
Oh,
ethnicities think about it.
if they
That's
tell you,
my take.
if
That's
they
what
tell
I
you
would
the
like to
truth,
know.
if they
No,
tell
that's
you the
what
truth,
right. That's what I would like because ultimately that's what we're missing. We're missing dialogue between different ethnicities, being open about how we see each other
right,
and how we can actually benefit each other.
right,
That type of thing. So it's like, everybody's separate, everybody in their own little separate tribe,
mm-hmm,
and just, because you got black people, you got white people, you got Asians, you got Latinos, you know.
yeah,
My thing is, are we doing as a species what many of us read in our religious books? You know what I'm saying? Are we living up to the statements and things that we read up on in our religious books? You know, a lot of us old God, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we say when somebody pass away, they're going to they're in heaven, you know, that type of thing. But when you read the books, there's some type of qualifications to get there.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's certain type of actions that need to be displayed, and are we as a human species displaying those actions? Are we even striving to in many cases? You know, displaying those type of actions. For example, feeding the poor. Are we feeding the poor? Many of us, you know, are we making sure the poor have something to eat? Or are we just giving our money to our religious places and expecting the pastors or whoever we give the money to feed the poor?
Mhm.
You know, now there's some of us who got, you know, organizations where they go out and feed the poor, and
Right.
that is commendable. You know what
Right.
I mean? I commend those people who are doing that. You know, are we making sure that everyone gets equal rights and human rights? Is that a thing that we are operating on? You know,
Yeah.
so you know that's just just some food for thought.
Yeah. I mean, it is February.
Right, right, right,
It is February, so I mean February, but I just don't. I don't. I like I said, somebody has said, Black History month is every day or every month. So
right.
I
Yeah,
mean that's what I say too. I say it's every month. It's so much. The government is so tricky. That's how I see it. Like is very tricky. Just like with the holidays. Uh, like I had so many debates about today with so many people. I mean, like just so many, man. It was family, friends, children, and I did some research on it, and I said they said that in United States alone, um, they spend $2.6 billion on flowers on Valentine's Day. 2.6 billion. That's not counting chocolate that people
right,
get.
right, 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 right.
That's not
That's not
counting
counting going out to dinner, all of
dinner,
those other things. Right,
weddings, or nothing. That's just flowers in the
right.
United States. 2.6 billion. That's a lot of money for the government. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely. I mean, you know, that's a lot of money for retailers too. You know
Yup.
what I'm saying?
Yup.
Retailers, the government going to get their cut, but the retailers make off pretty good as well. If you're a
Yeah.
flower shop, you that's probably your best time of the year. You
Yeah.
look forward to that.
It
No,
seemed like they make it possible for like the flower shops. That's just what is it, Black Friday? Yeah, Black Friday, the day after. That's the day after Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, right?
I never knew that all stores, all big chains, from Macy's to Gucci, every big chain, a retail store, all year long they lose money. They don't make money the whole year. Black Friday is the day that one day, Black Friday, they make enough money to cover their whole year of losses and get their profit in one day. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now that's crazy when you think about it. So you got a clothing store all year long, you losing. And then that one day Black Friday, you gear up for Black Friday, and and then on Black Friday you make enough money to catch all the way up, and you get your profit for the year because there's only one more month left in the year.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So it's just deep, man. It's when you think about it, it's deep. Like it's deep.
Yeah, yeah. You
So
know,
so what you think about Valentine's Day?
as I was saying, I mean, to me, it's just another day that whatever you could do today, you could do tomorrow, or you could have did it yesterday. That's how I look at it. You
Yeah,
know, I think it's a commercialized holiday, like many others that a lot of people make money off of,
right, right.
and so and there's a lot of people spending money, and sometimes spending money that could be used in a better way.
Yeah,
That's how I look at it.
because I did I talked to a lot of people today, and you know what? It's not the people that's married. It's not the people that's in relationships. It's not the people that's dating. You know who the people are that worry about Valentine's Day? It's the people that's single that don't got nobody, or the side pieces or whatever you want to call them. Those the people that worry about Valentine's Day. People most of the time when you've been married for years and years, it's not that important anymore. But it's important to the people who looking for love. You know what I mean? And they I guess they the ones that wish they had a love, or wish they had somebody to give flowers to, or wish they had, you know what I mean, that somebody to
Right.
do all that for. But it's just another way to get money, man. It's just another way to get money.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a kind gesture. I really don't know the meaning of it, of Valentine's. I meant to look it up, but I really don't know the meaning of it. What's the definition, or how did it start, or I should have looked it up because I really don't know. So, um, I gotta try to figure out if somebody that's listening know the real meaning of Valentine's Day, or how did it start, or anything like that. Please let us know because I really don't know how it started. Um, but I'm sure it's a I'm sure it's a story of how it started. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's a story of how it all started. I just don't know. I'm just not. I just every day for me, every day is Valentine's Day. Like that's how I'm looking at it. Like I could treat somebody good. I could treat you good every day. I could treat you good any day. Um, I'm not sacrificing one day the for pagan laws. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. So I don't know. Just another day. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. So anybody watching, if we like to allow a 5 minutes, to give shout outs and to answer any questions or bring anything that you guys want to talk about or subject matter. So if there's anything that you guys would like for us to discuss or something on your mind, just type it, or go on Jay Sean 763 on TikTok and speak live.
Yeah, come on live. Tell me what Valentine's really mean. What is the meaning? What is the purpose? Thanks for the hearts, Maria. Um, what's the true meaning of Valentine's Day? I would like to know that, and I'll sure be glad when it's over today.
Now I got a question for you.
Oh, okay, hit me.
Do you think respect should be earned or given?
Um, In a relationship or with anybody?
Just both, both overall, just overall.
Um, I always had a saying where I used to say, um, I respect you until I don't. I respect you until I don't have to, and you respect me until you don't have to. But long as we respecting each other, respect is mutual. I always had a saying saying that in certain situations people can earn respect, but I gotta say giving respect. I gotta say giving. Um because when you meet somebody, um same sex or opposite sex or in the work field or wherever, when you meet somebody, you gotta automatically respect that person as an individual. It ain't more than likely that they just gonna you're gonna meet somebody and they're gonna start earning it. You know what I mean? So I think that you gotta you gotta give respect. You know how they say give it to get it.
Right,
But in certain situations, some I could see if somebody said earn it, I could understand why they saying that too.
right,
You
right,
know, I could understand that you want respect to be earned. Um, that's like the old saying when people say, do you rather be okay? What you answer this? Do you rather be respected or feared?
respect it for me.
Why is that?
Respect it because when a person respects you, that's something that is more natural and less likely to cause danger or harm to you. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Even 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 if a person normally gets disrespectful, a lot of times it don't be where it actually can turn physical.
right.
It does in cases, but sometimes a person may just disrespect you in the way that they talk to you. You know what I mean? They may do something that you don't like, that you feel is disrespected,
Yeah,
disrespectable, and they may not feel that way.
right,
However, if a person fears you, then that person will more than likely. What happens when the person get too afraid? A person that I I particularly believe, if a person fears you enough, they'll harm you
right,
to protect themselves. If they fear you enough, that's that's
right,
that's my personal belief. You know, so I think fear can get dangerous because what happens when a person just say, "Look, I got to do something to this person before they do something to me."
right, and that's true.
So yeah, I'd rather be respected than feared.
No, that's a good analogy for it. Definitely one. You believe in submission, Sha?
Submission and to 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 what extent? You know what I mean?
Like a woman submission to a man.
Well, I think it's not a one sided thing.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Because I think at different occasions, different times, we want to submit, basically to give in to something for the benefit of the other person. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think some people see it as a weakness of you submitting, but I don't see it as a weakness. Being able to say, okay, look, I'm willing to do this for you because of
Thank you.
how you have treated me
Yeah.
and because I admire you and respect you enough to do this certain thing for you.
You said the right thing. You said the right thing when you said it's not really it's not really a weakness, because I was listening to this lady talk, and her analogy was, she was like, she's submissive to her man. She said, but to the flip side of that, by her being submissive to her man, see, then he values her more. So in return, he began. He still, even though she's submissive to him, he, she said he come around and he still want her opinion on things. So by him asking her opinion on things, and then she telling him and he doing it, she still, you know what I'm saying?
So it goes both ways. Right,
Yeah,
right.
by being submissive, you know what I mean? Then, and a man really appreciating that, he's still gonna come around and ask you, what you think I should do, baby, with, and what you think I should do with this situation, what you think I should do, you like this, whatever, whatever. So being submissive, like a lot of times you ask certain women about being submissive, and they be like, hell no, and I ain't trying to do that and everything. But sometimes it might be to their advantage.
Yeah, well, you know that saying that you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so so if you look at it from that aspect, it's you know because as men we want a soft, humble woman.
Right,
Especially when we evolve,
right,
when we evolve to where we can appreciate it.
right,
You know, so and just like a woman, she want a man that's firm, caring, and sensitive, but she don't want no wimp.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So we want things in each other, and if we get those things that we want from each other, I think that only increases the bond between us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because normally what creates separation is when you want something or you need something and you're not getting it from your significant other.
Yeah.
So you start questioning, okay, is this the person for me? Because I'm not getting what I want, or they're not getting what they want, or I'm not giving them what they need, or they're not giving me what I need, and you start questioning. But as long as you guys, are meeting each other's needs, and that doesn't mean that you get everything you want,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody gets everything they want. But if you get enough to keep you interested in that person and drawn towards that person, then that's what it's about to me.
You think it's better, you think it's better for a woman to have street smarts or book smarts or both?
That's a good question. You know, I would like to say, like the street smarts. I would probably change that to common sense smarts, like common sense smarts rather than street smarts and
Yeah,
book smarts. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because the street smarts, depending on where you at in your life and what you're doing, the street smarts in a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Will you really need that? But
Hmm.
common sense and life issues intelligence,
Self
yeah,
control.
yeah. You definitely will want that. And in the book smart.
Right. Right.
So
Because
yeah,
what they say that they say a perfect, if you want a perfect thing, um a perfect thing is a woman with a with an education and a career. That's a beautiful thing if you can get a woman with an education. But I was wondering, is too much education bad, or or too much education good? So that's why I said mix it in with street smarts, with the book smarts. You know,
right. Yeah,
I
well, but
I think I want a woman with both, with street smarts and book smarts. I think so, because I
yeah,
wouldn't want a woman to be naive to being out in the world and stuff like that. And I wouldn't want her to be naive to like a slick talking joker, or I wouldn't want her to be with a group of women and they downplaying her. You know what I mean? Because she don't know nothing about the streets. Somebody said Matt Mahim said both, because if she has both, she reaches all angles. Then street side, education side, mix it together. That's real woman with both sides. I kind of feel like that too. A woman should have both. I don't know which one she gonna need more or which one she gonna need less, but definitely the education is important, and common sense and self control and all that other stuff that go along with it. I try to say that because when you think of relationships and stuff today between men and women, I think sometimes it's a lot of problems with the mentalities. You know what I mean? The mentality of different people. Um, Somebody mind be like on this direction, and the other person mind be like on that direction. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes that that um in the long run that might drive them apart, because I really don't want a real, like, a brainiac woman. Like, I've never been like that, to just have a brainiac. When some people might be like, yeah, I want a very, very intelligent woman for we could match, and match our mentals together.
yeah, your intellect, yeah,
But I never really wanted a brainy brainiac. I have had women like that. you know
well, that's why I say common sense.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because common sense goes a long way. But
My father used to say that.
to everybody, common sense ain't common. so, so that's why I say that, because for me, I have street smart, so I can impart that part to her.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't necessarily be something that I would necessarily need or look for.
right. That's true. That's true too. I just always wonder, like, because it's some brainiacs out there. It's some intelligent women out there, like, and a lot of times men won't even step to them because they see a powerful woman with a career, educated, with a dress suit on, like a powerful woman, like, and she might put a lot of fear in a lot of people, like, because of
Yeah.
her intellect, you know.
Well, intimidation. She
Yeah,
intimidate them. They
yeah,
get intimidated.
yeah. I'll be one to say that first. I'll be intimidated. You know what I mean? Like to imagine having a woman that's a lawyer or something like that, attorney general, professor, or something like that. Would would you be able to deal with that, or would you wanna deal with that?
got Nate, got Nate Sean calling me on the line right now.
Just was calling me. Remember, Just was calling me last time.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
probably want to ask you something about the podcast, but you can't
yeah,
answer. You can't answer.
yeah. I don't
It'll
want to put
mess
him
up
up.
your live, right?
Yeah, yo, Nate. Um, Listen, I'm gonna hit you in about a half hour, brother. About 25 minutes. So give me a minute. I'm gonna hit you up if you watching.
Yeah, because I see a couple of people over here. Um, but what else? What else is going on? What else going on
I
out
mean,
here in the world?
I wanted to. I didn't watch it, but I heard about it, and I've been
Okay.
hearing about it. And you watch a lot of you watch football and things like that.
Hmm.
So, what was your take on the halftime Super Bowl entertainment?
Oh, that's a good time. That's a good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
So I want to know your take because I've been hearing a lot of buzzing about it. So I wanted to ask somebody who actually watched it and get your take on how what you saw with it and what was it to you.
that's a good question. That's a good question, and that's a good topic. The halftime show for the Super Bowl. Um when I first saw it, I never really been a big fan of Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
His music was too um he know who he remind me of. He remind me of like the Twalib Kweli, um um who else, wait a minute, let me who else was, I can't remember right now. Twalib Kweli.
Talib Kweli, um,
The intelligent people rappers, like stuff like that.
most deaf,
Most Def,
common,
Common,
common. So
um,
so the
Poor Righteous Teachers.
conscious rap,
Yeah,
conscious. We call it
okay.
conscious rap.
So that can't all the time. It can't reach everybody. You know what I mean? So when he first came out, like his first album, I think it was called The Butterfly or something. It was real. It was too deep for me. You know. I really never was a big fan of his, but he's good. He got a lot of skills, and he can rap. Um, and then he came out with more stuff, and I start listening more. And like, okay, this young kid is nice. But anyway, um, um, so then he came out with the diss song. I
Right.
really was big on the diss song. I really was big on it.
Okay, with the Drake.
Yeah. So then, all right, came out with the diss song, best diss song ever. They said. Then they said he gonna be at the Super Bowl. Right
Right.
now, the performance at the Super Bowl. That's what you asked me.
Absolutely.
To me, it
Yeah.
was a good performance. It was a good performance. Um, a lot of people when it first came out, I didn't know that everything he did had a message.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of people didn't know.
Well,
And then days went by, and you know how the internet talk. and I was listening to 94.7 Mike Sean, and then he broke down everything.
Each message in each
He
song.
broke down each messages. It had a lot of messages, and his performance, like crazy messages, like I would have never knew.
Right.
So he broke down every message. I was like, wow, he broke down. This was a message to Trump and the government. This was a message to the Palestinians, and this was a message to the I guess LBGs, whatever. Everything, I don't know. I'm just everything he
Right.
did
Just
had
putting
a
it right.
message. So
Right.
that's something that you really would have to go and watch it over again, because there's no way in the world that nobody could tell me they could watch that one time and know every message that he had, unless you a hip hop historian. You know what I mean? It's impossible, because first of all, it was just a halftime show, and it's like what, 20 minutes.
Right.
You have to watch that more than one time to break down every message he had. Now you might have seen some of the messages, you know what I mean, but I doubt if anybody could just watch that one time and break down every message that every subliminal message that he sent out. But all in all, make a long story short, I I I loved the performance. I loved the whole the dancers. I loved everything about it. You know, I mean, I didn't really see nothing. I didn't really see nothing wrong with it except for them bell bottom pants. I didn't understand that. So I couldn't get with those.
Oh, that's what he was wearing.
Yeah, he was wearing bell bottoms, like
Hmm.
crazy bell bottoms, like that
He
look. It
might have
looked.
been. He might have did that for like the '70s. You know
That's
what I
what he
mean? To
did.
to express that time during the '70s, the struggle during the '70s.
Yep, he had bell bottoms. But you didn't get to see it, the performance?
No, no, I didn't get to see it. I heard about it, so I'm gonna have to try to pull it
Yeah,
up
you
and take
gotta
a look.
watch. You gotta watch it, man. It was really deep. It was good for hip hop. The thing is that they try to make it so like they make everything. Yeah, history renews itself with the bell bottoms. Somebody said, Mass said history repeats itself with the bell bottoms. But the thing is, now the Caucasians, they didn't understand the performance. You know what I mean?
Right,
And then a lot of um different nationalities didn't understand it. I don't even know, if all of us understood it. I didn't understand it at the first time I seen it. You
right.
know what I mean? I just was digging the halftime show. But it's a serious message. He way before his time, and I think he got a big future in front of him, man. A big future. You definitely gotta watch it though. You gotta watch it. It was it's about 20 minutes, I think, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, I heard a lot of buzzing over it.
yeah.
You
What you
know,
heard? It was good, or you heard it
so
wasn't
yeah,
good? What you heard?
my wife was telling me some of the stuff that she was reading. You know, where people were basically lost. They had all these different types of, you know, uh, Serena was crib walking and her sister got murdered by a crib and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it was a bunch of different, or she was doing it despite Drake, to diss Drake because they used to go out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what the word is. Yeah.
All of that. And then I heard people, like my man Wise was saying, it was messages. It was messages and everything that he was doing. He said he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So
Who said that?
Wise, Joaquin.
Oh, wow, Keem. Yeah, it was messages in it. It was deep. Yeah, somebody said he got 5 Grammys in one night, a few nights before the show. Yeah, he did. He won like 5 Grammys. So I mean, it was good. It was good. It was good to me. It was good. I would
Okay.
I would watch it. I'm gonna watch it again and make just to make sure I get a clear um a clear understanding of it. So it was good. It was very good. What else is going on in the news out there today?
Well, I mean, a lot of people talking about, what Trump is taking away, what Trump is supposedly taking away from black people. That's what a lot of talk, a lot of buzz with that. And, a lot of things that he's, programs that he's taken away and things of that nature. That's a big buzz.
Um I heard about that too. Uh the thing with me with that is that um I just say don't worry until it's time to worry because politicians do a lot of talking. They say just what they think you want to hear. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful when they get up there and they just talk about they what they gonna. I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna add this and I'm gonna add that and I'm gonna do this. You got to really wait to the to it's on the paper and the ink is dry, and because you got to remember, I don't know if everybody know, but no matter what Trump puts before the Congress, it's still got to be approved by Congress. Just like he wanted to put a freeze on everything for 90 days or 30 days. That's what the first thing he tried to do, but they denied it. They put a hold on his hold, because he wanted to freeze everything when he first got in the office. He just wanted to freeze everything, and you can't just do that. That would have caused world chaos, like out here. I believe so anyway. Like world chaos. But we'll see. We definitely see. I was I was wondering if Camilla would have won. You know what would have happened, but that's coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I was just thinking about that.
Yeah,
What would have happened if you think the world was ready for that? You think the world was ready for a black woman president?
I mean, obviously it wasn't in the cards. It wasn't in the cards for him.
Yeah, it
You
wasn't
know,
in.
so at this point, she didn't win, so it wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, she still got time.
Yeah, ultimately she got time.
Yeah, so we'll see. We definitely see. Um,
So you got any questions for me? If not, I got another one for you. If you don't have one for me,
nah, go ahead, shoot.
now, do you think love is something that everyone should do the same? You know what I mean?
um, well, me and Dre battle about that. I think me and you talked about this too. Um, I think that I don't like. I don't now that I'm older. Maybe when I was younger, I thought different, but now that I'm older, I just don't believe that if you in a relationship with a woman and you love her and she love you, I just don't believe that either her or you can go and cheat with somebody and still love that person. Now, a lot of people say I'm wrong about that. That a man can cheat on his woman and still love. He can cheat on his wife or his girlfriend and still love her. But I just don't believe that, because I believe if you love somebody, then you love them. If you love somebody, you have no need. You have if you love somebody, right? You have no need to go um cheat or have sex with another person. Because put it like this: suppose you go have sex with another person, and then the person that you love find out. Ain't that gonna cause the person that you love pain? So if you love them, if you love some, would you want to hurt? Would you want to hurt somebody you loved? Now nobody could say that they want to hurt somebody that they love. But if you love your wife or you love your girlfriend or whoever they is, you love them and you take a chance on going to cheat on them, then you can't love them. Now I know what they say. I know all about how they say uh to a man it's just sex. You know what I mean? They be like, that's why a man could go out and have sex with somebody, another woman, and still have a wife, because to a man, it's just sex. He just fulfilling his need. Um, for a woman to go out and
And
have sex, for a woman to go out and have sex, it's a little bit different. Cause you'll know a woman gonna have emotions attached to it. So you know what I mean? Um, it's just a physical thing for a man. You know what I mean? Um, but it's an emotional thing for a woman. So I'm gonna just deal with the men right now, and that's where the problem come in at, because we know as men that you could love somebody and go have sex with somebody else, because for a man it's just physical, it's just sex, it's just sex. But if you really love somebody, how could you want to have sex with somebody else if you really love that person? So that means you're gonna love your wife and everything, and you're gonna kiss her, and you're gonna hug her, and you're gonna whatever y'all do in bed, you're gonna go down on her, she gonna go down on you, or no holds barred. But then you can go do that to another woman too, or you're gonna go get with another woman and hold back. Okay, I'm gonna have sex with her, but I'm not gonna kiss her. Or I'm gonna have sex with her, but I'm not gonna go down and do oral sex on her. Or I'm gonna have stipulations, and that's why I love my wife, because I just have sex with her, or something like that, or with a woman, or I cheat on my husband, but I won't give head. I'll just cheat on him. So what I'm trying to say is, everybody try to make up their own rules on love. Like, you can't make up your own rules
okay,
on love.
so basically, you saying everybody should love the same. You said it should be one way to love.
Well, that's
That's
why
what the
that's
question
how you
was.
asked me that. You knew that's a trick question.
That's what the question was. Should everybody love the same? and,
um,
and mind you, this is the definition of love. This is the Oxford Dictionary. It says an intense feeling of deep affection. That's what it say it is.
it's a what?
Intense feeling of deep affection. That's
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 what?
that's
That's love.
that's their definition. An intense feeling of deep affection.
Okay.
Right.
What's the next thing?
So if it's intense, it's a feeling. And it says deep affection. So intense, things can get intense. And when things get tense, is it always a good feeling? You know what I'm saying? And affection. Affection is shown depending on who you are. You know what I mean? Deep affection. What's deep affection? It the when it so I'm giving a definition because it's so broad. It's so broad because everybody display affections different. One person may display affections by um, talking softly or going out to buy you something. Another person might express affection by holding hands, by hugging you, by kissing you, you know. So when it comes to love, it's like because we're different, I believe everyone needs to be loved differently because we're different. Everybody don't feel the same way. So if everybody don't feel the same way, there's no cookie cutter way to love everybody. That's just my take, you know. And as far as the infidelity part, it's you know there's a lot of different factors that weigh into that. Like normally, a person doesn't just wake up one morning and say, "I'm going to be unfaithful," you know, man or woman. You know, it don't normally just work out like that. That be something that kind of comes into that's something that you kind of been contemplating. You
Do,
know, unless you've been um, what they call emotionally disconnected and emotionally connecting to someone else.
do you think a woman could cheat on her you think a woman could cheat on her husband and have sex with another man without loving the other man?
I think nowadays, heck yeah, nowadays I think they can. I think there's quite a few women that are doing that.
So they having
Now,
sex, they cheating on their husbands and their men with men, but they don't love the men.
I mean, not in the beginning, maybe after a while. If they continue it, they will. But in the beginning, yeah, if they, you know, the thing what happens, and that's with anyone. That's with a man or a woman. If you consistently start being with a person, as love says, you're gonna get some intense emotions. You know what I mean? Deep affections.
I think women rarely cheat on their man unless they got strong feelings for the other guy. You know what I mean? I think that once a woman make up in her mind that she gonna cheat on her husband or her boyfriend, I think she already got strong feelings for the other guy that she gonna cheat with. You know what I mean? Cause when like I said, women is kind of different when they come down to that. But the bottom line is the bottom line is can you cheat on your husband and can you cheat on your wife or your husband and still love them and go have sex with somebody else?
and and that I would imagine depends on the individuals and the circumstances. To be honest, that's how
No,
I
but
would look
you
at it.
just asked me was love love.
No, I said was love just one. Was there only one way to love?
Yeah.
That's what I asked you. Is there only one way to love? Because
Yeah.
if there and you basically from your view, yeah, it's only one way to love.
What you got
And
another view?
of course, because based on your view, love shouldn't cause you pain.
No, you
You know
shouldn't
what I'm
cause
saying?
nobody pain if you love them.
That's what I'm saying. Based on your view,
Yeah.
love shouldn't cause you any pain.
Yeah, but
And
that's
everybody,
different though. That's
what?
if you go cheat on somebody and sleep with another person, of course that's gonna cause somebody pain. So you saying no? Okay, well yeah, no, love shouldn't cause you no pain.
Right.
Yeah, you're
That's what,
right.
right. Right. So
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That
it
you're
shouldn't.
saying. right. Love shouldn't cause any pain.
Love
And
shouldn't cause you no pain.
in a perfect world, I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
However, going back to my point is that because people love differently, that's where the pain comes in. You
Yeah, but you
know?
can't. But love. But you can't. If everybody start loving different, then that mean everybody can make their own rules on love. What's the real rule? Well, you just gave us the meaning. What's the real meaning, or what's the real thing about love? You know what I
Right.
mean? You cannot you cannot love somebody and go cheat on them. I just can't. Now I
Let,
can't. Maybe when I was younger, but I'm talking about the age. Just like you with the religion stuff with the Moroccans and all that. You now that you older, you know the history on the Moroccans, right?
right.
It's different
Absolutely.
from a lot of the history we had before, right?
Absolutely.
That's how I feel about love. I feel that if at my age now, if you love somebody, you cannot cheat on them. I just I just can't see it because if you love somebody, you're not gonna want to be with nobody else. If you love somebody and you take a chance on going out and cheating on them and take a chance on and getting caught or whatever and hurting the person that you love, then I don't think you're gonna want to hurt nobody that you love. You know what I mean? And if somebody just say, "Oh, I cheated on my wife, but I still love her," nah, that's bullshit. You making your own rules for love. Now you making your own rules. You said, "Oh, um, uh, I'm cheating on her, but I still love her." It's just physical. It don't mean nothing. The only people that sex don't mean nothing to is prostitutes and whores. That's the only
Right.
people
Oh,
that sex
right.
don't mean nothing to. Is prostitutes and whores. They the only one, and that could be a man or a female. They the only them the only people that could have sex, and it don't really mean nothing. But a married couple, somebody who got a boyfriend and girlfriend, a fiance or whatever, and if you love that person, and if you really love them, so that mean like you're gonna do everything to your wife. You love your wife. You kiss your wife. You like I said, you give her oral sex, you massage her, you might suck her feet, you might put hickeys on her, you might give her back rubs. So that mean like if you cheat on her, you're gonna do all that for the next person too.
I mean, and this is the thing. This is why I say love is different depending on the individual. Maybe even if that was so, maybe the other person may not even like oral sex. You ever catch so this is the thing.
No, I'm just
So
I'm just using
I'm,
that
I'm,
as an example.
I'm saying that to say like, okay, this is another. It says a feeling of deep romantic or sexual attachment to someone. So so people, and for me, it's I can agree with you that now at the stage I am now that okay, I wouldn't want to have sex with someone to hurt my wife in that manner. I
Right.
can agree with you with that. However, when it comes because I don't do that, don't mean there's not other ways that I cause my wife pain. And there's not other ways that she calls me pain. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but I
saying?
mean, but we could. I mean, but now you making. I mean, we can make examples out of a lot of stuff.
Okay, so the reality is
Rain make the
so
ground wet, but snow
it's
do
right,
too.
right, but the reality is when you really examine love
Right.
to believe that love is not you're not going to have no pain and love is kind of unrealistic at this point in our life. It's unrealistic that a person loves you, they're not going to cause you pain. And okay, you use intentionally when you're cheating, that's an intentional thing. but there are other ways that a person causes you pain. That if a person decides, okay, because of certain habits that you have that you're unwilling to change, and that person decides to leave you, doesn't mean that person don't love you anymore. It just means that that person loved themselves enough that they decided to leave you because you didn't love them enough to make the necessary changes. So it's one thing to say I'm not going to cheat, but it's another thing to be willing to make changes within yourself for the sake of love for a person. See, so there's a whole nother level of love beyond cheating, beyond infidelity.
You got a lot of levels to love and a lot of you got a lot of levels to love. I got one level. You got a lot. Yeah.
Well, well, but this is this. But because think about this, just as you said when you were younger,
Hmm.
you could love someone and cheat,
Yeah.
but you still could love them. That
Right.
was a level. That was a
Yeah.
level you were on.
Yeah. I was
You
younger then.
evolved, right? You evolved to another level.
Right.
So now the level you at now, you wouldn't do that. Give it some more time, you'll evolve to another level. So that's why it's different levels
What's
of
the
love.
next one?
The- this is what I'm saying. The next level is that you
Hey,
love a
Naomi.
person enough, that not only will you not be unfaithful to them, you're willing to make changes within yourself to make your relationship better. That's the thing. And remember, we spoke about that. And you was like, man, I ain't ready to make them changes. You haven't reached that level yet. So this is the thing. You've reached the level where I'll be faithful to a woman. You reach that level,
So,
but you haven't reached the other level.
so what you saying is basically, I'm not at the level where I could tell you that I could be married and love my wife, but I could still go cheat on her and still love my wife. I'm not at that level yet.
No, you're at that level, but you haven't gotten to the level of that's a certain level. Okay, I can love my wife and not cheat on her. But do you love your
No,
wife
and
enough?
cheat on her. You said I
No,
haven't reached that level yet.
no. I said you've reached that level. I said you were at that level where you did before. Now you reach the level where you won't do it.
Right.
But have you reached the level of, okay, I love my wife enough that I'm willing to change some things about my character that will bring us closer? Have you reached that level?
I mean that ain't what we talking about.
I mean, we are because you brought it in. You brought it in. You brought the cheating part in. You brought the cheating part
That
in.
ain't got
So
nothing
that's
to
a
do. That
like my
don't got
wife
nothing to
just
do
said.
with what you
Like my
just
wife
said.
just said, that's a part of a character. That's a part of a character defect. So you brought that in. So you opened yourself up for the next part. You know what I mean? Have you reached that level? You said love. Look, I love her enough. I won't cheat on her. I won't be unfaithful. But do you love her enough that you're willing to change some things about yourself? And that's what all of us. That's what all of us when we
If
get
I'm
to a point
telling
of
you
love.
that, if I'm telling you, if I'm ever in love again, that I can't cheat on my wife, um, I really don't think there's no more levels to change. Then that's the highest elevation. That's the highest level.
Hey, believe it or not, I thought so too.
I mean, hold on, I don't want to cut you off,
Go ahead.
but I will say this: when the last time I was married, I didn't cheat for 7 years, but she still left me. So I will say that you don't have to cheat on somebody for somebody to leave you. So I will say that. That's I took you to the point you just said. So maybe I needed a character change. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Okay. Right.
Latasha said, I think there is a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone. I mean,
That
I think when people
I
say
agree
that,
with that.
that's a play for that. Like I don't. To me,
Thanks. Thanks,
that's like
y'all.
wordplay.
Huh?
That's like wordplay a little bit. Like, what do that really mean when you say, um, lo-
In
loving
love with
someone?
somebody.
No, when you say loving someone and being in love with someone. What I don't. When people say that, I really don't understand what that means.
You know what it means? It
What?
means, okay, you can love somebody based on past interactions, based on things that you guys have went through in the past. You love that person because they've been with you through some hard times. They've had your back when you were going through rough patches. They've shown you that they care about you, and they've shown you that they are willing to, ride with you through tough times. Now, some years later, now maybe they're not they changed now. The way that they love you changed. Now they don't do those things that you know where maybe they used to work out and things of that nature. They used to cook for you. They used to bring you your dinner. you know, they used to go shopping and pick something up for you, or they just sometimes just would grab your hand and just hold your hand, or rub, or massage your head or your shoulders or something of that nature. And all of a sudden, that kind of stuff stops. You love the person for what was done before, but now they're not doing that anymore. So you love them, but are you in love based on the effort that is happening at this point in your life? That's the thing. Like, to love somebody is one thing. To be in love, to stay in love, it takes constant elevation. It takes constant growth. You know what I mean? It's like if you got a flower and you put water on it one day, if you don't water that flower every day, that flower gonna die. So love is like that too. So it needs to be nourished. So
Somebody said you right. You right exactly. Right. You right.
yeah. So in order to be, that's just what it is. But that's my time, people. I'm over time, and it's been a pleasure. And we'll see you next week. Subscribe. If you're on the page, follow, and we
Cause
appreciate you. And we look forward to next week.
cause we getting ready to talk about some stuff now.
So I leave y'all alone with peace.
And whoever that's Shadi signing out, y'all. Good show, brother. Good
No
show.
doubt.
All right.